Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2016 WRT Rocky Mountain Open. I'm Laura McCormick with the World Racquetball Tour, and joining me with his commentary is Kevin Day. Welcome, Kevin.
Thanks. How are you doing?
Great. How are you? You
Good,
ready for some pro racquetball finals?
Yeah, I'm excited.
We're in for a great match today. It's really interesting how our finals keep changing, right, as the last couple of WRT events come up, and now we have number 4 and number 3 here, Jaime Martell and David Bobby Horn.
Your flag was down or what?
And Kevin, are you local to Salt Lake City here?
Yeah, I live in North Salt Lake. I've been playing for 10 years. I got to play one of these guys earlier in the week, and it was amazing. These guys are amazing. It's fun to watch and fun to play them.
Well, we're happy to be here and have the pros out in Salt Lake City. On the court, so there's a delay right now as they get that microphone fixed. They have microphones here at Sports Small that go out onto the court and keep the players aware of what's happening. Seem to fail us now.
Yeah, we've had a few issues with that this week.
Well, the players are staying warm out there. I know these courts have been pretty warm as well.
Yes, humid and warm.
They had a problem Friday where it was actually a little bit too slick out there, and they had fans going, and we had to crank up the facility.
Yeah, these guys are in such good shape that fortunately they can play through it.
They are, and what's so interesting too is so many of them, you know, so we're here in Salt Lake City and there's a high altitude. We've been talking about that. But the more we've been talking about the players, so many of them train in the high altitude that it's interesting to note that, yeah, they are in great shape, so hopefully the altitude isn't a problem for them. But what's been different is the way the ball comes off the wall, or it hangs a little bit differently on those high serves, on the lobs, and on the drive serve it comes off a little different. What's your experience like that, being a player? Like, you must be used to that.
I'm used to that, so it's no different to me, but when they are playing it, they hit the ball so hard that it comes off way faster in this high altitude, and it's hard to adjust to. But these guys are pretty used to it, so.
Heavy hitters right now opening up our finals. David Bobby Horn siding out Jaime Martell. 0-0. I think we're going to be in for a long match today. These two are going to be battling for the championship. Jaime Martell is battling for his first ever WRT championship. David Bobby Horn is going for his second.
Good down the line shot. That side wall is so hard to negotiate with the glass. And these guys seem to just pick it up so easily.
Yeah, it has a couple of different elements to it. There's the gearbox black ball against the black carpeting. There's that fan sitting there.
Oh, that was a good cross court.
So it's 0 serving 1 at the beginning of game 1. We've seen some really competitive matches so far all week, and I wouldn't expect anything less today. These two have had some really
I'm excited to see these guys. We had 2 upsets with these guys yesterday, and it was always fun, but these guys are playing so good. It's exciting. Oh, they're so fast.
What a rally. Bobby has just been giving us a show all week long with those between the legs and rolling and
Yeah, when it
jumping.
pinches off that sidewall in the back and he's going to go hit a forehand and it hits the sidewall and kicks to his backhand, he just reaches around, and he had a couple that he rolled out earlier in the week, and that is fun to watch. Pass.
Nice shot from Jaime Martell for a point. You were talking about the upsets, and Jaime Martell upset #1 Alex Cardona last night in the semifinals, 15-13, 15-12 in, I mean, an insane quarter.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. It's awesome that he beat him like that in 2 games, but the other quarterfinal, it was 11-10 in a tiebreaker, and that was a show to watch.
Yeah. That was Andre Padilla and David Bobby Horn. Those two went head-to-head in a long semifinal. We like the intensity.
Yeah, it's fun. It's frustrating when you hit the ball and it comes right back at you and hits you.
Yeah, you know, we've seen that a couple times actually yesterday in the quarters and the semis as well. It's that fast black ball. I think it'll be really interesting for these players because both of them, their mental focus and how composed they are on the court, they really play off of their opponents. So each other.
Yes, that's a huge part of the game, is being able to miss a shot or lose a game and be able to come out and compose yourself. Expecting a couple bad shots, expecting a couple bad calls is a huge table for the next shot, next rally is a huge part of the game. These guys do it very well.
Yeah, that's a good point. You can't let anything get under your skin, whether it's a call or your own hit.
Right.
You got to get right back in. It's the next point. It's right up. Point for Horn. Closing the gap on Martell. 2 serves 3. Nice get from Jaime Martell. Good gets.
You just can't believe how fast these guys are.
The way they fly across the floor and get right back up again for the next shot. Just incredible athleticism. And that's a tough call from the ref. You got those guys kind of jammed up there. It's not an easy job to be the ref, especially in a final.
Yep, and these guys do a good job. You just got to make your call immediately, so.
Stick with it.
Yeah, the crowd shouldn't be an influence on what your call is.
Nice serve from Jaime Martell for a point. We've seen some great serving from Jaime all weekend. Martell was 2 points in a row, looking pretty solid. 5 serves 2. Jaime Martell has been really moving his way up through the ranks, at least especially in the last 2 years, moving up from about position 12 to 9, and now he's up in the top 5. And with this time, he could put himself in a great position to be able to.
That's the kind of stuff I like to see, is people working on their game, getting better, moving up in the ranks.
Bobby Horn with a little head shake there. He's got to stick to his game right now. Pump himself up. He does a good job. There it is, a point for Bobby Horn. He's going to attack it 1 point at a time. Nice get from Bobby Horn. Between the legs. Oh, and that ball goes right into that front camera. That's going to be a replay.
It's the first time I've seen that this weekend, but it's pretty cool that they don't hit that more often.
Yeah, we appreciate it as the broadcasters.
Yeah.
We're happy to provide that view for those folks at home. Get a different angle, be able to see from the front view. There's Jaime Martell walking right up to that camera. 6 serving 3 in game 1.
One thing I've noticed with these guys, and a big difference between an open player and a pro player, is when they hit the ball, their head is extremely still. A lot of times you'll see guys just trying to hit it so hard, and their head's going keep their eyes open.
Oh, what a get from David Horn, sliding. Great down the line shot from Jaime Martell to end it.
Rally.
I think down the line has been the shot of the weekend that's been working here at Sports Mall.
These two have been playing that shot, and that's why I think they're here, is because they're smart passing shots down the line.
Well, they're going to take a quick break. They've been working hard in game 1. We'll be right back to see if Horn can catch up to Martell. Don't go anywhere. I'm Laura McCormick with Kevin Day out of Utah. We are at Sports Mall in Salt Lake City, where Jaime Martell is leading now against David Bobby Horn in game 1. We were talking about before we went to the break how that down the line shot has been working for these players. What do you think, Kevin, what do you think Bobby needs to do against Jaime now to close that gap and catch up?
I think he just needs to stay in the game mentally. These guys are so close. They're both really fast. I think this is going to be a mental game between the two of them. Like we were talking about earlier, as soon as emotions start making a play in their game, then that's who's going to fall out. But
I completely agree. I think it'll be really interesting to see if that starts to come out as the pressure continues to build. Coming up after this, of course, we will be diving right into the doubles final after an award ceremony. So there is lots more racquetball for those of you watching. Stick around.
doubles is an entertaining game to watch compared to
fun.
singles. A lot of movement on the court.
Down the line shot from Jaime Martell we were talking about. 2 down the lines from Jaime in a row. That's going to make it 8-3.
That was a fun rally to watch.
What are the chances 2 of them would have behind-the-back reflexes like that?
That's their reflexes. The ball came off right at them. The only thing they could do was turn to hit the ball behind their back.
That was
That's the kind of stuff you don't see in a normal tournament. Great
jam serve then from Bobby Horn for a point. That's got to give you a little bit of offensive momentum between. way for Horn to end that rally. That's a long rally. Jaime looking for screens or maybe trying to determine his body language. That ball deep in the corner.
Hitting it from behind his feet is pretty impressive.
It's like these guys are saving all the best moves here for the final. Jaime Martell going to call a timeout. I think he was a little annoyed after one of those last calls. See if he can shake that off in this timeout. We'll be right back in just a moment. We're back at the 2016 Rocky Mountain Open. Big thanks to Sports Mall for hosting this event in Salt Lake City. Getting Jaime Martell and David Bobby Horn back out on the court. Some incredible athleticism from both players. We've seen some crazy shots behind the back. Jaime chasing down this ball in the corner. Who knows what we can expect as these guys step back out on the court.
Yeah, if anybody out there is looking to improve their game to the next level, watch how soon they get that racket ready. They don't wait till the ball gets to them to get that racket preparation going. They are traveling with the racket ready. When they decide if they're going to handle a backhand, that racket goes up. That's an important part of the game.
All about preparation.
Yep.
Rafael Filippini from Gearbox giving out some giveaways. All right, Jaime Martell back serving. Wow. Jaime Martell bringing the heat, 9-5.
Maybe a wet spot on the court there.
Great return from Bobby Horn on that serve for the side out. Bobby Horn from Stockton, California. I'm sure we have a lot of Stockton fans watching at home in Stockton, so shout out to the 209. Another point for him.
You talk about the down the line shot, but that pass is amazing when they're able to cross the court like that. Cross court is just as important.
Oh, great reaction from Jaime Martell. Bobby Horn, another point for Horn. He ties it up 9-9.
Beautiful backhand.
Another great jam serve from David Horn, making it 10, and he pulls in the lead for the first time. We're back at the 2016 Rocky Mountain Open, where David Bobby Horn is stepping back on the court after taking the lead now. Jaime Martell jumping back out there. Of course, we'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget you can follow the WRT on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you on who you think is going to win this final. Bobby Horn has been giving us that between the legs shot all weekend. This time he nails Jaime Martell. Incredible diving get from Jaime Martell. Just short. There's another point for David Horn.
frustrating when you spend that energy and hits the floor before it hits that front wall.
2 skips in a row for Martell. Buries that ball in the corner for a side out.
9-12.
Well, there's a skip ball. That's going to be a point for Jaime Martell.
I thought it was good, but my opinion doesn't matter. The referee makes the call, and that's what they go with unless the players overturn us.
Jaime Martell now within 1 point of tying up the game.
11-12.
Wow, great get from Jaime Martell. Three great gets from Martell. Ref's gonna call a replay. What are your thoughts on a replay for that, Kevin?
Well, that has to do with the ref's call. There can be, if the ref feels like there's a safety issue with contact, they need to stop the rally and play it over. So that's a ref judgment call there. Down the line shot.
Down the line has been working here at the Sports Mall. Jaime Martell now with 1 point lead. Martell switches to the lob serve. Martell is just in the zone right now and his first game point opportunity.
14-12.
He looks very serious and focused. See if he could close out game one. There it is. Jaime Martell
awesome game.
Wraps up game one 15-12 over David Bobby Horn. We'll be right back with game two to find out if Horn can answer back. Don't go anywhere. I'm Laura McCormick with the WRT, and we're back in the 2016 Rocky Mountain Open. Kevin Day is joining me on the microphone, and we have had a pretty outstanding start to our finals so far today for the Rocky Mountain Open. Jaime Martell winning game one 15-12. He's seeded number 4 this weekend, but David Bobby Horn seeded number 3. What do you think the difference was between these two players, Kevin?
Like I said earlier, that mental aspect is what pulled it out. Sometimes you just have a bad day, and I think Jaime's really having a good day. And so the combination of the two, I really like David Bobby Horn. I've had more interaction with him, but it's always fun to see an upset. So we'll see what happens here.
Bobby Horn going for that between the legs. That's got to be his fourth one just today.
It's funny, a coach would tell you not to hit between your legs, but when you have a percentage like he has between his legs, it's not a bad shot.
It's a good show, too.
Yeah.
Oh, great get from Bobby Horn. Nice effort as Jaime Martell goes diving across the floor. It's going to be side out for Horn. Still 0-0.
David's been doing a Z serve that goes in front of him right there. Change it up and make him go the other way and serve to his forehand. Didn't work out for him.
First point for David Horn. Cross court from David Horn. And Horn starting out strong in game 2.
That is an amazing shot. Backhand from 40 feet. Splat in the corner, pinch.
From Horn, can't make it off that back wall, and there's a side out for Martell. Yeah, these guys make some incredible shots, and they make it look so easy.
I mean, balls that I just wouldn't get to, wouldn't even be able to dream of touching. They seem like it's so easy to get to. So good.
Great return for Horn. No points scored for Jaime Martell. Great shot from Jaime Martell. Oh, and classic Jaime Martell timeout called as he steps into the service box and fakes us out like he's going to serve. We'll be right back in just a moment with more live from Salt Lake City. Jaime Martell calling a timeout as he steps into the service box. I think that's a little bit of his influence. He had some coaching from Cliff Swain over the last year or two. He also gives a shout out all the time to Timothy Baghurst, who I hope is watching. He's been there it is again, keeping that ball down the line, and it's tough against that sidewall glass. Got the gearbox black ball against the black carpeting. There's black seats out there, and people filling up the seats. Jaime trying to chase that ball down in the corner. But that's going to make it 5-0 for Horn. We've seen definitely a bit of
You know what's amazing about these guys is the sixth sense they have. They always know where their opponent is on the court. They're able to hit the ball where they need to.
Shot from Jaime Martell. That's a tough one. There's no returning that.
Those serves coming right off the wall right there. Pretty hard to return.
Warren goes for that down the line. Jaime can't return it. There's a side out. Of course, course, we wouldn't be able to be at events like this without our local sponsors. So we'd like to thank Vivint Smart Home and Trainer's Edge. You see those stickers up on the front wall. And of course, doTERRA, Nano Hydrate, Company, and Bradshaw Custom Pools and Landscape. Big thank to everyone who helped bring the World Racquetball Tour to Salt Lake City, Utah for the first time. It's been an outstanding experience for us. We hope everyone here has enjoyed it. Enjoyed watching the pros and some serious racquetball.
As a local, I had a lot of fun. We don't really see too often. Our sponsors really put this together.
And a big shout out to our tournament directors, Steve Black and Andrew Gale, for doing a great job of moving this event along and bringing the World Racquetball Tour to Utah.
Good rally. Fun rally to watch.
We're talking about the sixth sense that these guys had that you were touching on. Both Jaime and David Horn are recent college graduates, and so now they're fully dedicated to being on the pro tour. A lot of the pros on the WRT also balance and the pro life. And so it's interesting to see these two, you know, can dedicate full time to being pro, and they're moving up the ranks. Both these guys are in the top and vying for the number one.
That is so fun to see them able to put the full priority on racquetball and be able to improve their game.
Second serve at 6-1.
So smooth. Sweet little backhand he's got there.
I love seeing such a competitive final too. We had some incredible quarterfinal matchups. David Bobby Horn going to 2 tiebreakers. He had a tiebreaker against Rodrigo Montoya in the quarterfinals and a tiebreaker last night. Upsetting number 2, Andre Perea. Just some long matches. Plus, all these guys played doubles too. Andre Perea and Bobby Horn are doubles partners this weekend. They're in after this.
I think that was the first time they played each other. On
It
the
was.
Mm-hmm.
First time they've ever played each other.
They got a little heated with each other yesterday, but they're good friends. So
They are.
they gotta be good friends when they play later.
Absolutely. Bobby Horn picks up that down the line. Oh,
That looked so good.
it did look good. I thought it was good. That's not, didn't make it.
8-31.
That's gonna give Bobby Horn 8 points.
Didn't look like a skip, but good thing to always do if you're not sure if it skipped or not is walk up to the box and assume it's a good shot. Oh, it's beautiful.
Crazy rollout from Horn.
I was talking about that racket preparation earlier, and when you get that racket ready immediately, you can pull the trigger and hit that back down the line.
You can hit shots like that too.
Makes racquetball a lot more fun when you can hit those shots.
Well, we'll be right back as these guys take a quick break in game 2, so don't go anywhere. Bobby Horn right now is trying to come back and win this game.
After the first game of the last 2 matches that Bobby's had, he's come out and riled the crowd up saying, anybody want to see a tiebreaker? So it'll be fun to see another one.
Yeah, he's been on a roll with the tiebreakers. We were talking about how he went to breaker against Rodrigo Montoya in the quarterfinals and Andre Perea last night in the semis. So he's ready and conditioned for a breaker. He's a guy that doesn't run out of gas. Yeah.
He's training in Colorado, so he's keep training.
That's right. Horn just moved up there to Colorado. Quick point for Horn on that ace serve. It's going to make it 10. It's like a completely different. Horn is just on top of his game right now. 11 serving 1.
11-31.
See, that was a good move by Jaime there, because if you think it's short or you think it's not short, you gotta still attack the ball because you don't know what the ref sees.
Horn just in the zone right now and owning that center court. He didn't even have to move very much on those.
That was a mistake by Jaime there. Needs to put more of an angle on that ball.
Line, Horn tries to keep it alive, but Martell gets the side out.
1 serving 12.
Skip for Horn, that's a point for Martell, gonna give him 3. Martell looking like he's handling the pressure really well right now, being down. He handled it really well last night against Alex Cardona when he upset the #1 to get here today. He's no stranger to the pressure. Unfortunate error for Horn. He's made a couple in a row now, and that's helped Jaime get to 4.
That was beautiful.
That's a great swing from deep in the court for Jaime Martell, and even David Horn is going to have to take a timeout after that one. We'll be right back with more of Game 2 from Salt Lake City. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the rankings as we have our #3 and #4 seeded players here at the event. But
15
currently,
segundos.
David Bobby Horn is ranked #4, Jaime Martell #5. So the rankings go Alex Cardona #1, Andre Padilla #2, Jake Brennenbeck #3, then Horn and Martell. David Horn is only 548 points behind #3 Jake. So even just to the semifinal, just being a finalist, you get 1,250 points. So he's going to knock Jake out of the spot. Now Martell is only 215 points behind David Horn. So no matter who wins, these two are still going to be very tight in the rankings. Another factor to consider is that we have a rolling point system here on the WRT. So that means your points are carried over from last year's event this time to this year. So depending on how far these guys are, in our events last year was a drop, and that could change. Oh, the ref calls a skip on that. That was a crazy get from David Bobby Horn.
Great get, but I think I saw it skip too.
That's an intense rally to open back up after a timeout, and a point for Jaime Martell. Horn, set up. Martell defends. Down the line winner for Jaime Martell.
It's hard to do, but you got to keep that ball off of the back wall. hit the ball off the back wall, you're setting your opponent up.
7 serving 12. Martell just chipping away 1 point at a time, staying really focused. And that's important.
Ooh. Wanted to hinder there. I'm glad he didn't get it. Won the rally.
He won that rally. It's going to give him 8. And for those of you at home that want to check out the WRT rankings, you can do so at worldracketballtour.com. They're updated every Sunday. Keep up. Nice effort from Horn, but it looks like he hurt himself on that dive. Is it his hand? Nope. Hip. Looks like that was his hip.
He was a little slow to get up in one of his last matches too. Hopefully it's something he can shake off and continue to play the way he is.
Yeah, these guys leave last night. Jaime Martell did something to his calf. I don't know. These guys leave a lot out on the court. And currently 2 of the big hitters on the team are out with injury right now. Back, currently number 3 on the tour is labrum, which Bobby Horn also did 5 years ago and recovered after he had to have surgery. He plays like it doesn't even bother him.
Did you see him, Jake, playing doubles at the US Open, left-handed?
He switched it lefty.
How cool is that?
I was talking to him last week at the Pleasanton Open. He says if he has to wait much longer on this physical therapy, he might just start as a lefty.
That's frustrating.
That's just
He's
what Bobby
liking-
needed. He's looking like he
He's
got
loving
lucky.
the luck there.
Let's see. His groove, and a skip from Martell is going to help him along and give him 13. Horn 2 away from sending us to breaker. Oh wow! What a
Great
return. Martell not going to allow more than 1 point. Shots from Jaime Martell keeps him in the service box. 9 serves 13, excuse me, 10-13. Oh, great ball from David Horn. Has Jaime chasing it around to the back of the court. Horn doing a little self-talk as he gets ready for his serve. Soft touch at the front of the court from Bobby Horn. All confidence in that as he makes it. He's had some nice shots up at the front of the court this weekend too. He had an incredible fake out in his quarterfinal against Rodrigo Montoya.
Full swing and then hitting a little. Is what he did earlier in the tournament.
He got one of those jumping behind the back earlier today, but that's not going to work on 14.
Early in the tournament, he rolled one out.
He did.
Just like that. It was fun to watch.
Bobby's been giving us a show.
Good cutoff.
That gives Martell 11. 11 serves 14.
Bobby's been in this position before and pulled it out, so.
It's very true. Martell keeps it alive off the back.
Oh, that was amazing.
up from Jaime running to that back corner. And Horn had some great anticipation getting up there. He was so close to getting that.
He knew it was coming, but it was just hit too well to recover from.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you guys can see at home that little white dot in the middle of the racket there, but we not paint, that's fray on the strings. That's a badge of honor right there. You're hitting the ball enough right in the center to wear the strings down like that.
A badge of honor.
I can't go hit it. I have to go 2 weeks without breaking my strings. In the middle, strings last a lot longer, and you're gonna hit the ball where you want to.
It's that power and control that we see from these guys too that makes it so fun to watch. What an incredible rally.
David Bobby Horn has another racket he was using earlier that has got a perfect little circle right in the middle of the strings.
It's that consistency from hitting that ball. Horn's going to use his next timeout right now, which means we're going to take a quick break as well. We'll be right back in just a moment. So Kevin, what do you think? You want to see a tiebreaker today or what?
I would love to see a tiebreaker. That's going to be the funnest part of this. I'm not really sure at this point what is going to say who wins in the tiebreaker, but if we can get there, it's going to be one heck of a show to watch.
You know, it's been so hard to even try to predict what could happen in any of these matches this weekend. David Bobby Horn behind a lot. I mean, he could come from one deficit. And same thing for Jaime Martell. We've seen that from both of these players. It's like anything could literally happen. I say that so often on the WRT. Anything can happen. Jaime Martell right now with 12 points, and he's kind of in his zone, but Bobby could take that momentum right now. We'll see what happens as Jaime Martell gets ready to serve. It's 12-14.
Skip ball.
This could be that turning point for Horn.
I love the relationship these guys have on the court. You know, they get heated and stuff, but they're friends, and it's fun to see that, how they interact with each other. You know what I mean?
Another skip for Jaime
Okay.
Martell, which is good for us because
Yeah,
we want
we got
to
a
see this
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker. We got what we wanted. Horn wins game 2, 15-12. We'll be right back with game 3. Who is going to be the Rocky Mountain Open champion? We're back at the 2016 WRT Rocky Mountain Open. I'm Laura McCormick, and Kevin Day is joining me on the microphone.
Thanks for having me today. This has been really fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming up and offering your commentary of some really great insights to the pros and what I love that comparison you did with open players. You were talking about how pros just keep their head stiff, still.
When they hit the ball.
When they hit the ball. I got to take that note into my court game.
Yeah.
So we're in a tiebreaker, which I think is going to be really interesting. Anything can happen. It's so hard to make a prediction when you have competition like this, and that's exactly what we want to see in the finals.
Tiempo. Voy para arriba. Doing what?
One of the most interesting things about the WRT is that for our last events, we've had 5 different winners. In April at the Sonora Open, Polo Gutierrez came back and won that event before having to because of his injury. In May at the Midwest Championship, Alex Cardona took the title. Then in September at the Atlanta Open, Andre Perea won his 2nd ever WRT title. Last weekend at the Pleasanton Open, Rodrigo Montoya won his 1st ever singles final. And today, anything can happen. It could be Jaime Martell winning his 1st final or David Bobby Horn winning his 2nd WRT title. First point for Martell.
Martell with the second pinch in a row. Hit it really well.
2 pinches for 2 points. Martell coming out strong in game 3. Error from Horn. Sneaks that ball right past Martell for a side out.
Skipping a shot and then coming back in the next shot, killing it like that. That's that mental game we were talking about earlier. It's fun to see them being able to compose themselves and come back and hit a good shot.
Looked like a good get from Bobby Horn, but they're going to replay it.
Asking for a screen.
Looks like Martell is very satisfied with that.
So Horn's changed his Z serve to a forehand. Maybe he's going to do a backhand here.
Nice diving get from Jaime Martell.
Is that down the line?
Down the line
by
winner.
Horn.
Another one. Point for Horn.
I can see the change in intensity in their faces.
Yeah, game 3 is going to be a little tense. Oh, Martell can't get that ball to the front wall, and it makes it 2-3.
You're in the back of the court and you're shooting a pinch shot against somebody who's in front of the court.
Changing direction.
Yes.
Makes it 3-3. Got these guys tied up. Nothing like it.
Hard time to see the ball over there with that black carpet, black ball.
Yeah, that side glass wall adds another element to the courts at Sports Mall. Get from Martell. That's going to be a side out.
Either way.
Great shot from Jaime Martell for a point. This is a tough tiebreak. We saw Andre Padilla and David Bobby Horn in a situation like this last night in a tiebreaker. Horn winning 11-10. I think we're looking at a repeat tonight. Now both Bobby Horn and Jaime Martell come from big racquetball communities. David Horn from Stockton, California. Programs as well. And Jaime Martell from Chihuahua, Mexico. We had 2 players in the quarters here this weekend from Chihuahua. 2 players from San Luis Potosí, which is also another hotbed for racquetball. Cardona from Juarez, Mexico. So a lot of great places for racquetball around the world comes together.
One of these places that would be fun to go play racquetball.
It is fun. Get different courts, different elements. Looks like Jaime Martell is going to call a timeout as things are tied up again. 4-4. We'll be right back. We are certainly excited to be in Utah for the first time ever at Salt Lake City at the Sports Mall. And we'd like to give a big shout out to the sponsors for making this event possible, including Vivint Smart Home, complete security and automation solutions, Trainer's Edge, they are a sports and fitness nutrition company, doTERRA, Nano Hydrate, Rob Jackson Insurance, Silverado Building Company, and Bradshaw Custom Pools and Landscape. We thank them for making it possible to bring the WRT out to Utah. And of course, we locals here are enjoying the show that the WRT pros have been putting on.
I sure am. I have a smile off my face. This has been so fun.
Excellent. Well, and of course, all of these matches will be available for anyone who missed any of our quarters, semis, or finals. They'll be available on our YouTube channel in about 2 weeks. So you can look for that there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and never miss a past event.
Good splat. Splats are fun to hit. Not always the smartest shot, but they are fun to hit.
That's going to give Martell the advantage now, 5-4. Skip ball for Bobby Horn. We see Jaime Martell switching up his serve on that one. He switched to the lob serve. Let's see what he goes with this time. Going back to the lob. Right into that side glass.
Oh.
Calling that ball down. It is pretty hot out on those courts. It's surprisingly humid inside the courts. There's not a lot of circulation in the courts, and these guys are working hard. I mean, we're in game 3.
It's not very common here in the desert. Came back and hit Horn's leg. He's wanting to say that it hit the cord for that camera up front.
It's 7 serving 4. Remember, it's the first to 11 in the tie break.
Smart timeout here.
Definitely a smart timeout. We'll be right back in just a minute. We're back at the finals of the 2016 WRT Rocky Mountain Open. We have David Bobby Horn calling that timeout. He's off on the sides talking with a local pro, Brad Chaperet, who was playing in the tournament this weekend. Sorry, he's from Pueblo, so he actually lives close to Bobby Horn, who just moved out to Pueblo. Jaime Martell in the lead, 4. Let's see if Horn can get the side out he's looking for after he calls that timeout and get some momentum back on his side.
working with that lob serve there.
Ooh, and a skip from Jaime Martell. That's just what Horn wants. Put in the pressure on Martell. And now has an opportunity to chip away at some points. Let's see. There's one.
2 skips right after a timeout makes a smart timeout for Horn.
What a serve.
Great serve.
I don't know what Chaparral said to Horn timeout, but that worked out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Another thing about these pros is I do not know instruction, but these guys, they can listen and execute, to a coach and execute. I think if I'm getting coached, it just kind of screws me up, but these guys can listen and execute.
Horn diving and gets it. 2 dives in a
That
row.
was 2
Ref
bounces.
says 2 bounces.
I think it was 2 bounces.
Getting some
Good
love
rally.
from the crowd. A great rally. Bobby Horn diving all over the place and still jumping right back up. Incredible.
I've been watching this all weekend, and it still is just so fast these guys are.
They train a lot and they
Yeah.
train hard, and Bobby Horn is definitely one of the most conditioned players. He's such a natural athlete.
Yeah.
He plays every sport.
Pictures of him playing disc golf earlier today, or this week.
That's right. He's such a fan of all sports, and he finds like some of the craziest sports to play. Down the line from Martell for the side out. It's 9-6 in our Game 3 final.
So we got some cords going down the side of the wall there. He was wanting to do a court hinder for that ball. I'm not sure if it hit. That's what Horn was asking for.
This is intense. It's now Jaime Martell's match point. David Bobby Horn calling a timeout. We're going to take a quick break as well, and we'll see what happens when we come back. Can Martell close out the match and win his first ever WRT championship? Well, Jaime Martell back out there on the court. David Bobby Horn calling that timeout. If Jaime Martell can close out the match right here, he will win his first ever WRT championship. We see him during the timeouts coached by his doubles partner, who he also faced in the quarterfinals, Jose Daniel Ugalde from Cuenca, Ecuador. Another strong player. Ugalde is so agile. He gave us a great show against Jaime Martell in the quarterfinals yesterday. David Horn coming back out on the court. David has been in a situation like this many times before. He can come back from just about anything. If he can come back and win it, he would win his second ever WRT championship. He won his first in San Luis Potosi when the WRT was there in 2015. Looks like Martell going back to his drive serve.
He's got him going the other way.
Oh, and Horn chases all the way down, and Martell with the big winner in the front of the court for 11-6. An incredible final match. Martell wins his first ever WRT championship.